Welcome back to the 1/10th IC Track B Euros. Not a lot changed in round 4 of qualifying, with the top 3 remaining in place. Thilo Topman, unlike his prediction, went slightly slower but clung on to the top spot. But the big story was Victor Pérez Olivares, who struggled yesterday but came out fighting with 15 laps in 5 minutes 2 seconds .148. And he may well have topped round 5 but for a crash on his penultimate lap. And achieving the elusive 16 laps, Alex Thurston and Joe Kerry, whilst Thilo just missed out. The semi-finals seemed to be about surviving. Alex Thurston in Semi B managed to keep his lead despite a fuel soaking during a botched pit stop, plus a rear-end shunt and body tuck which righted itself. And Matthew Cook broke his car on lap 14. Alex took the win, followed by Turco Bryce, but he finds himself on position 4 in the final as Semi A was altogether more pacey. Joe Kerry was biding his time, whilst Victor continued his good form, getting past Thilo quickly. Whilst Joe saw no need to defend his lead, let Victor through, twice, but ultimately his consistency saw him finish back out front. Whilst Thilo regained second place to claim position 2 on the final grid, and Victor's hard work saw him make third on the grid in the semi, a third on the grid in the final. While Victor's campaign suffered a blow with car trouble, he called the 10-minute delay so he would be bumped from third to position 11 on the grid. As the horn sounded, Joe was a little slow off the line, but quickly recovered, pursued by Thilo and pink car 4 of Alex Thurston. But the empty grid spot left by Victor really showed as the front 2 broke away into their own battle by the end of the first lap. The green and white of Tottenham pursuing the orange and white of Kerry. And Thurston defending third place from Turco Bryce. But lap after lap, Thilo and Joe did battle, sometimes bumper to bumper, sometimes a few metres, but the two always seemed to be on the same turn. This battling didn't seem to slow them down. In fact, the cars behind seemed to fade into the distance, and before long they had traffic to deal with. But still they were inseparable. For 5 minutes this race was only about 2 cars. Then came the first pit stop. And still the battle continued. Third position, Alex Thurston was some way back and not under anything like the pressure Joe was under. 26 laps down and less than a second between the front 2 until Thilo's team booked the trend with an earlier pit stop, and Alex and Victor pit together. The battle for third is alive again. But Alex is not hanging around for Victor to exit in front of him. Almost a quarter of the race done, and it's business as usual for the front 2. In fact, if it was possible, it's now closer than ever. Minute after minute, even spinning back markers don't break these two's concentration. 40 laps down and the pair pit together again. An extra second for Joe's fuelling is exactly the breakthrough Thilo's been waiting for. Well, with Thilo in the lead, Joe not able to return the pressure to keep the battle going. And Alex Thurston approaching 50 laps, Victor behind him, trying to unlap himself after an earlier spin set him back again. Approaching the halfway point, Dennis Sting is in 4th, but about to go 2 laps back behind Joe Kerry in 2nd, and leader Thilo starting to look like a tyre change might be in order. Joe gets in there first and assisted by Matt Cook, he gets a new set. The stop puts him down to 5th, allowing Simon Wood into 4th with Victor in 3rd, Alex in 2nd, but more tyre changes would soon reorder that. Philo comes in for his and makes stunning time. In fact, Victor makes it up to the front, but as he comes in for fuel, Philo returns to the track, and in no time, he's leading again, with Victor in second and Simon Wood in third. But the first two remain close, on time if not on the track. 20 minutes to go, Victor is in the lead, but he has yet to have a tyre change. Half an hour down and the tyre stops have worked through. Philo leads on 86 laps. Joe, Alex and Simon are second, third and fourth respectively, all on 85 laps. But something isn't right with Alex's car. His problems see him fall to fifth. 10 minutes to go and Joe battles Simon Ward to take back second position. Simon doesn't have the pace to match the other two, but he does have consistency and a major time advantage, as Simon hasn't changed tyres and doesn't plan to. Will his strategy see him to the podium? Or will his car become undrivable? Surprisingly, and to Simon's credit, he and Joe continue to swap places for a time. Meanwhile, Alex Thurston's trials continue, as he's handed a stop and go for overtaking in the pit lane. As the race draws to a close, Philo shows no signs of nerves or drama. He puts another lap on Simon Wood, whose equally impressive tyre strategy sees him finish third. Joe Kerry continues consistently and finishes second. And as he looked like he would since lap 1, Philo Topman takes the 1/10th IC Track B Euros. So you're covered in champagne, I believe it's for the first time. That must be a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to do this one time in my life, and it's still burning in my eyes, but I think it's the best feeling you can get.
Tell me about the final for you.
Yeah, the final was good. It was a very tough race with two crewmen, and I think we were on exactly the same pace. And I must thank my mechanic for doing awesome work.
You didn't have the mechanic you were expecting to have, did you?
No, I came here with a mechanic, but he was pitting for someone in the same final, and so someone from Spain came here for pit me. Yeah, it was awesome. I must thank them.
Well, you started on pole and you finished in second. Are you happy with today?
I'm very happy. Yeah, it's first time I've ever made the main final. Second place, I think it's really good.
Was it nerve-wracking being out front? You seemed very calm.
Despite the driving, I was really nervous. Yeah, just lost it in the fuel stops, I think.
Strategy-wise, my dad wanted to do a tyre change, and I told him not to, and that's why I finished third. If I made a mistake, I probably wouldn't finish in the top three.
Did that make you feel nervous at all? Because it seems like quite a gamble to take.
It was a big gamble, yeah. It was a very big gamble.
Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous. I think my dad was, though.